learning more about the death of a Park City man after he was found inside of a plane engine. News Special Shelby Lofton spoke with a woman who actually watched as first responders tried saving 30-year-old Kyler Effinger's life. And Shelby, if you would here, walk us through what that passenger saw.
Mike, I spoke to Kaylee Nelson, and her plane was parked just a few yards away, also in line for de-icing, and it was just yards away from where officers found Effinger unconscious. And she watched from her window seat and saw police cars speeding down the runway, and she watched them perform life-saving measures on this man.
He had mentioned overhead that there was some sort of delay on the de-icing pad.
Passenger Kaylee Nelson waited in her seat while the pilot announced they were taking off slightly later than scheduled. She didn't realize there was an emergency happening at the plane across from her.
It's pretty shocking.
Salt Lake City police say the incident started at 9:52 p.m. when an airport store manager reported a disturbance.
The disturbance that initially started this remains under investigation.
According to police's timeline, Kyler Effinger took an emergency exit at 9:56, setting off the alarm.
And there was a man who was, they were looking for on the tarmac surrounding us.
Passenger Corey Buckley started recording when his plane made a sudden stop.
This was just like a rolling, kind of a screech to a halt.
At 10:04, police say another pilot spotted Effinger. About 5 minutes later, officers found him unconscious inside the engine's intake cowling.
And that there was a medical emergency on the de-icing pad, and then the police showed up.
Across the tarmac, Nelson used her cell phone to zoom in on the body she saw lying underneath the engine.
As a nurse, I know what it looks like when people are doing compressions. When I looked out the window and I zoomed in, I could see somebody going up and down.
She says first responders did CPR for about 20 minutes.
They put his body into an ambulance, and the ambulance didn't drive away. And I know that if that happens, then they're no longer living.
She flies out of Salt Lake International often.
It's a big airport, and there's a lot of people coming in and out, and I don't know how they don't have more security breaches.
She calls the incident bizarre and said she's sorry for Effinger's family.
Kind of makes you wonder what happened.
And officials said it's too soon to know what exactly caused Effinger's death. Officers did say that when they pulled his body from the engine, those blades were rotating at the time. They also said that naloxone was administered. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, it's a shame all around. All right, Shelby Lofton, live for us this evening. Shelby, thank you.